decides to scream, snatch that thing. And lo and behold, Sir Lancelot Scott Depew snatches that thing by the tail, slingshots it back, and 2.5 years later, he impresses my father. Thirdly, naps after work, no longer permitted, sweetheart. And fourthly, the last 3 words you must always remember. Nikki, you're always right. I think that was 4.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Nikki, you're right. I had too much of this, I'm sorry. As for Nikki, you need to find a man who will comfort and care for you. A man who will be generous and grant you gifts. A man who will be with you through thick and thin. A man who will be a great father and a loving husband. And most importantly, you need to make sure none of these men know each other's names. I'm not playing. They can't know each other's names. Sorry. But in all seriousness, Scott, you're very lucky you married Nikki today. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's loving, and she's a caring young woman. And she deserves a great husband. Thank God she married you before she found one. I'm kidding, it's a joke. They're both 2 very lucky people. I love them both. I didn't like him in the beginning, but I love him now, let me tell you. Because as long as he's getting snakes out of my yard, we are good to go, aren't we, Scott? Now, as maid of honor, I think it's time, the responsibility for me to know when enough is enough. And as I look at my mother and see her head in her hand shaking, what the hell did she just do? I think it's time to wrap this up. So, thank you for giving me this responsibility. I could have asked for a better sister to do this for. Well, except for Gina and Kimmy and Rith, but you get the point. If any of you are wondering why I had them place their hands in this position, I'm going to tell you now. Scott, as your older sister-in-law, parentheses, I would like to grant you the gift of the last 5 minutes of ever having the upper hand over my sister. Will you please stand, raise your glasses, and salute Mr. and Mrs. Scott Depew. Salute.